Trigger warning. The following content may discuss sensitive topics such as mental health, abuse, violence. Please proceed with caution and take care of yourself. If you feel uncomfortable, it's okay to step away.
That's
You don't plan,
Do you
I'm
not
going
get
to
that?
snap today. You don't plan it. It just happens.
Yeah, that's a snapping point. That's when the it's broken, it's gone, there's nothing more she can do. And I'm not
Hungry guy,
condoning
can I
what she's
just say
saying,
something?
but you
So would you just say she's a bad mother?
Anybody.
Would you say she's
No,
a bad
because
mother?
anybody can snap. How can
No,
you say anybody's a bad
everyone can
parent for
snap.
that? Anybody can be pushed over the limit.
Hungry
That's
guy,
the
can I
whole
just say
point.
something?
It's called mental health. You don't
Exactly.
know when it's going to happen. It just happens.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
that's
Matt.
mental health.
Guys,
We're
can you
talking about mental
let
health.
Matt
We're not
speak
talking
for a
about having disabled
second?
children and the struggles of having a disabled child. We're talking about mental health here. Which one are we talking about? You need to be clear with which one you're talking about.
Well,
Are
Guys,
you
can we
talking about
get
the struggles of
one
having a
second?
We're
disabled
obviously
child?
Can we
talking
get
about
Matt to
both.
speak? Matt
Having a
wants to speak.
disabled child, and then that is a lot of pressure when you have 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We don't know anybody's limit for snapping. So no, she wasn't a bad parent, but sometimes they just flip.
Yeah.
No one's
Because you've not had the
condoning
right
what she's
support.
done.
Because you've not had the right support, or they've been missed, or they've been lost in the system.
Yeah. Matt, sorry, Matt, do you want to say something?
Yeah, so to Hungry Guy. So, see, in a couple of years or whatever, and let's say you have a child with needs, okay? We'll see if you have the same energy when that child, puts that,
Yeah, bespoke balloons, he did. He did.
he puts his life into you as you're his person or her person, and you watch how, like, with the most respect ever, watch how your life changes.
Exactly.
I tell you
Well,
now,
I may not be
can't
a
even so much
parent, but I do have
I can't even go
siblings.
sit in the car. Like, the
Siblings.
furthest I go, when I want space to myself, I go and sit in the car.
Well, I hope your siblings, you have more sympathy for your siblings than you do everyone else.
What
No,
is
what I'm
no
trying to
empathy
say is,
whatsoever.
okay, I don't need to be a parent to understand.
One sec, Hungry Guy, Matt isn't finished.
Yeah, yeah.
just honestly, watch how your life changes.
Sorry, Matt.
Dramatically. I tell you now, when that child puts when you become that child's person,
You're his protector.
I swear your life will change so much.
100%.
Like the people around you, if he doesn't, or she, I keep saying he, but honestly, you watch your life change and then see if you've come back and have that same energy.
I've been in it. Different situation, but I've been in it, so I understand it. Hungry Guy, no disrespect. You haven't. You work for the NHS. You should be more empathetic and mindful of what you say to people on this app.
Okay, like I said, I may not be a parent, okay, but I do have siblings. What if I had a sibling that had additional needs? Do you not think I would see the struggle that my
So
mum
would you
went
come
through?
on
Do
in
you
if
not think
that was
as
the
a
case?
sibling I would go through that struggle as well?
Right, if
So
that was
that
the
makes
case,
me
so why would
eligible
you
to
come on
have a
this
say
app?
on
If that was the
this.
case, why would you come on this app and diss other people if that was the case?
I've never dissed other people. I'm
Oh, yes,
saying you
you've done
can
it tonight.
you can
You've just done
no,
it tonight.
because
The proof's there.
I
You've
didn't
just
diss
done it tonight. The
anyone.
proof's
What I'm
there.
trying to say
What
is
position?
having a
No, I'm
disabled
sorry. Hear me
child.
out. What position are you in to judge anyone? If you had a sibling like that, you would never comment in this post as you have done tonight.
And I would never take out my anger or anything out on my brother.
You can't say that. You've never been
You
in that
can't say that
position.
because
You
you
can't
could
say
snap
that.
like that, like a flick of a switch.
What? So you're saying that I don't?
You
My brother's
can't
not
say that,
disabled?
end of.
Or?
That's what I'm saying. You can't say
Exactly.
it. You haven't been in that position. So don't judge anybody when you haven't been in
Yeah.
their shoes.
No, but if I was in that position, if I was struggling or thinking, I wouldn't take it out on the child.
You
That's what
don't
I'm trying
know
to
what
You
you
get
don't
at.
know that.
do.
You could just flick like a switch. It happens daily. You don't know
I can
what's
tell you
going
now,
on in
no
your
matter
mind.
how
You think
angry,
you are
whatever
well, but you are not.
switches in me, I will never take it out on my brother.
But you don't know that.
Yes, I do. Yes,
Oh,
I
no,
do.
you don't. Oh, no, you
Yes,
don't.
I do.
Because you could have a moment of madness where you think, enough's enough, That's it. I'm done. And then
No,
no,
because I
sorry.
wouldn't take it out on the person because
Sorry,
it's not
you're
their
full of
fault.
shit. You don't know that you're full of shit.
Right, so
Well, I
here's
don't know
another
what kind of life
scenario.
you're
The hungry
living or
guy.
thinking, but I wouldn't
Right.
take it out on the person that is completely oblivious to everything. Okay,
So,
if I've got
hungry
problems,
guy,
that's my issue. That's I
have
need to
you
deal with
been
that issue.
around
I
an
wouldn't take out my
unaliver?
problems out on other people.
Have
I think
you
you need
been
to go.
around an unaliver hungry guy? What pushes them to the point where they just do something and it's happened, and within that second it's changed their life? Did they wake up today and think, right, I'm going to unalive somebody today?
Well, they're bad people, and some people can be selfish. And in this
Whoa.
world, there are really bad people. They're just bad. We don't know why. We don't know thing, but they're just bad. Look at
What
the
about
guy
people
that
in the
unalived his
What about the
parents,
people in the
the Hollywood
hospitals then?
director.
What about the people in
Okay,
the
why did he
hospitals?
do it? They've given
What about the
him
people
everything.
in the
And one day he
hospitals?
just snapped? No, he didn't.
What about the people who go hospitals with mental health because they've snapped? Does that mean the same to them?
That's because they've got mental health problems.
And that's what this lady had, mental health problems.
Can I just quickly
There
say,
you go.
Nana, I'm not condoning what she did, though. Yeah,
No,
and
me
in some ways,
neither.
I do agree with what Hungry Guy is saying to a certain degree, because there are children, babies, even where people
Yeah.
have done that.
Oh, no,
you
don't
know,
get
and
me
they have
wrong.
snapped, and the baby's
I'm not
not here
agreeing with
anymore.
it. It's more
But
the mental
however,
side
all
for
I'm
me.
just saying is how hard and difficult it is looking after. Now, I wouldn't know, but however, I imagine it is quite hard looking after a disabled child. I mean, someone snapping and doing something like that, obviously I could never ever
not in the right
condone.
frame
You
of
belong
mind.
in
They're clearly
jail.
not in the right frame
You know,
of
you
mind.
belong in jail, you know, and because at the end of the day, we're talking about disabled children, but what about children that are not disabled where people have snapped?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So we can't really normalise that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, Nana, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're justifying it in a way.
No, no.
I know you're not. I know you're not. It just, that's what it's coming across as.
No, but that's your
Hungry guy,
mentality.
you know exactly what you're doing here. You're proper antagonising everybody.
That's your mentality.
I'm not. I'm having a conversation, pal.
No,
And
that's
don't
your
say,
mentality.
pal, if I wanted to antagonize, I would antagonize.
Well,
Okay, I'm
that's-
literally
you
having
wouldn't
a
get
anywhere.
conversation.
That is your mentality. That is your mindset. That is how you think.
But you thought the same thing about me. So what, like,
No,
we can switch
what I
this
was
around.
thinking was, how can you judge anybody when you have not been in that position? You don't know anything about it. How can you judge somebody? That's what I brought up.
Am I speaking Chinese? Did I not just say I've got a disabled brother with
No,
severe,
I
Can I just say
never-
something?
severe
Stop, Hungry
needs?
Guy, please.
I never heard that.
Hi,
What do you
Ange.
mean? I swear to God, you lot are gaslighting me. Have I not said that? Like,
No, you're
literally.
gaslighting. You're gaslighting.
You've never been in that position, so how would you know? Because we never heard you say it, obviously.
Yeah, you're gaslighting.
Hi, Ange. Hi,
The
everyone.
thing is, can I ask you all guys a question, right? Though, so if you've got, I can understand, you know, if someone snaps, right? I get it. It's 24/7, right? But are we saying, what about if someone snaps if it was a baby? You know what I mean? It's, you know, and like I said, yeah, I don't think we should normalise it. And I don't condone
No,
anything that she
it's still
said.
shocking. It's still absolutely shocking. But this is all about the mental health side of it and the support they're not getting and the loss in the system. That's what I'm getting at. I'm not agreeing with what's happened. That's what I'm getting at. And Hungry Guy has no reason to judge anybody because he's never been in that position. Now, okay, I didn't know you had a brother who's disabled. I have only just heard that since you said. So you should understand more. You should be more empathetic.
I will be more empathetic. And if
you
anything
need to
happens,
be.
if I was going through anything, I would go and seek help to fix me. Okay? But the reason that I'm like this is not because of my brother. Okay? It's because there's something going on within me. Okay? You can't blame the child for you snapping or stuff like that. I don't care how hard it is. Yes, it's hard.
Angie, can I quickly
okay?
just say
But like
something,
you can't
please?
you can't blame the
You're backing now.
child. That's what you say. It sounds like you're saying, oh, because they have a disabled child, that's because they snapped. Oh, because a child that has
No.
additional needs and needs
No, you're
extra
taking that
care.
all out of
Okay, it's
context.
hard. It's hard. Everything's hard in life.
You're taking that all out of context. You are gaslighting and you're being very
See,
narcissistic.
to me, I just mean snappers, right? You get a bit, you know,
Yeah, you just
kind
lose
of,
it. You just
but
lose
some,
it.
yeah,
You
something
just
like that. I
lose
do
it.
feel you have options. I don't know. It's a difficult one for me
Can
because
I-
I don't
What
know
if she
what's
did
right
have
and
something,
what's
please,
options?
Ange?
What if she did seek help and she still
Hungry
snapped?
Guy,
What
can you
then?
just shut up for a minute and just let me come across and say what I'm going to say, please? I've been trying to get in and you just carry on talking.
This is literally the first time you said
I'm a
anything.
single mother of a severely autistic, non-verbal child with ADHD. He's 12 years of age. I still have to change his bum, do everything for him. He's now becoming a teenager. So he's getting all that. I deal with him self-harming. I deal with him
Can we just say SH?
FH, sorry. I deal with him at very, very difficult times. And I'm a single parent. And there is times I have to walk out the door because I think I can't cope. I'm sitting there watching my child do things to himself and I can't go near him because he's going to do it even more. And you feel bad as a parent. Sometimes I feel terrible as a parent with a child that's nonverbal and is very, very. He's 12. He's got an age. His brain is on. His mind is at the age of a 2-year-old. You know, it's very, very, very stressful. Until you're in them shoes, you can't judge because you don't know. You can sit there and say you've got a disabled brother. You don't live with that 24/7. I went for a mental breakdown 2 years ago and I got through it. But maybe at that time I could have switched, but I never.
But you didn't, you got through it.
Every person has the same mentality. No one knows what their switch is. You don't know. I love my son dearly, like I'm his voice. I do everything for him. I'm his voice. He can't do anything without me speaking out for him. So when I'm hearing you saying I'm offended for being a mother of a severely autistic child.
So Lorna, when you had your breakdown, was it because you were struggling or
I was struggling?
What was looking after your kid, looking after your child?
Yeah, on my own, because I was with his dad and my 2 other children have grown up. I mean, his dad was a selfish DRUG user.
Well, there you go.
He just switched off and I was left to do it on my own. And I am a person that didn't have patience, but he has shown me how to have patience. But I can tell you there has been times, especially through lockdown, where I've just literally wanted to just do it, like end everything.
Yeah, because you were dealing with a ruggie.
And I had that in my head.
Not because you were dealing with a disabled child, because you were dealing with a ruggie and the waste of a husband. That's why you had, it's got nothing to do with your child.
That's what I'm saying. This is 12 years now. He's not been around him. I've done it on my own.
So patronising.
On my own. So he's irrelevant. I'm just saying I've done it because of him. But I don't use that against my child.
Exactly, you wouldn't.
Against my child because I love my child.
Exactly.
But you've got to understand, when you live with it 24/7, he doesn't sleep. There's days, last week, I had 8 hours sleep within 72 hours. And he has sleep medication. He has ADHD medication. He doesn't sit down. I could tell you so much what my son does. He's got no skin on his hands because he bites them. He's had bruises over his face like he's done 10 rounds with Mark Tyson. I have to sit there and watch it and can't do nothing because if I go near him, he goes even more crazy. So when you see that, and as a parent and the person that you love dearly, and you want to do anything and understand what's going on in their head, it's a lot to deal with. So when you are making that assumption and saying, oh, I will just do this and I'll do that, I wouldn't do that. You don't know.
So you said you've got older children. Do they not help? I help with my brother.
And no one can never, ever walk in my shoes and tell me how I can feel and how I should feel. Because
did your older kids not help out? Because I helped out with my brother.
I get help.
Oh, wait, one sec, guys. There's a comment in here, right? And I'm just going to... This doesn't look like a troll. Or it might be nanny of your... Yeah, can we get rid of that? I'll get rid of it.
But yeah, so your older kids helped out, right?
Sorry, I didn't think
my daughter now, I'm now a nan. She's moved on. I've got another son. He's got his own life. I'm here on my own. So I do everything for him. As I said... It's like I want my child to be able. He's never going to be able to live life on his own, and I know I'm not going to be here forever. And I have that in my head all the time. Like, who's going to be there for him?
Of home, and but I still look after my brother sometimes.
But when you're seeing your own flesh and blood, I give birth to that child. He is my everything. But when you're looking and you're seeing him and you can't do nothing, that makes you feel. It makes you feel worthless because you can't understand. You can't tell me how he thinks and how he's feeling.
But you've done well so far.
Because you've got your disabled brother You don't know. Every person's
I do
story is
know because I
different.
just told you
But
I look
every
after my
person's
disabled brother
story is
sometimes.
different.
He comes
So
and
you
stays at
can't sit
mine.
there and say,
Only
I
just
would
come
do
out though,
this,
that.
because you've not been there. You've not done it 24/7. So you can't put them words and say, well, I will do that, because it's not as easy as that.
Here,
But
here.
Lorna, you were dealing with a rugged husband who,
No,
from the
12 years
sound of
ago.
it, was
I've
a
done
waste of
12 years on
space.
my own. It was
So
It's
yeah,
the other
like
husband. It's how she's recovering now. It's how she's dealing with
I've
things
done it
now.
for 12 years on my own. He's
Can
not been
I put
around.
another scenario out there? Right, my oldest son is 40 now. Anyways, when he was born, he had very, very, very bad colic. So till he was 3.5 months, he cried morning, dinner time,
My
afternoon,
daughter did her.
night time, all through the night. He didn't stop 24 hours a day, and that went on for 3.5 months.
My
I
daughter
had
was
my
the same.
sisters. I had my sisters around us, but you know, if I didn't have them, they knew when I was ready for snapping. You were
Yeah.
sleep deprived. You didn't eat. You didn't do anything. Your life was just crying 24/7, 7 days a week.
Exactly, Pearl.
And if
And
I didn't have my sisters and my child, thank the blessed Lord, was like a able-bodied child. He wasn't disabled, nothing. He just had colic. God knows what I would have done, but if I was by myself.
And this is what I'm saying.
no, that's
In
exactly what I'm saying. That's
72
why I
hours
sometimes
last
take
week,
over.
I only had
Sometimes come
8
to stay with
hours
me.
sleep.
And yeah, you have family around you. You have help around you.
Hi,
Utilize that.
Diana.
Can I just say as well, though,
Hi, Angie.
it's
I
not
just want to
always
say big up, Matt, and we love single dads round here, Matt.
it's not always that
Thank
easy
you,
to get help.
Sonia.
Matt, you've pulled.
Just wanted to say my piece, love. I'm going to go now, but hungry guy, go and touch some grass. Try not to judge too many people. When you're in your job, have a bit more compassion and think about people who are lost in the system and who have been forgotten about. That's all I've got to say. That's all I wanted to come on and say. Angela, thank you for letting me up, my love.
Thank you.
And
Thank
yeah,
you,
I'm
Nana.
going to jump down as well now,
Moggy, are you in
Ange.
the box?
I'm going to jump down now as well. I'm just going to say, like, as last week, I had 8 hours sleep within 72 hours. That is mentally draining, even though I've got to deal with the other so many hours
And
with
big up
him.
to you, by love, as well, for doing what you're doing.
You know,
Big up to you.
no one knows how they feel. No one knows how they're going to react when you're sleep deprived and you're going through a lot. So you can't judge when there's different circumstances. So you can't sit there and say, hungry guy, I would do this, because you're not in that person's shoes.
And I think
I'm
it's
gonna
like
go down.
Pearl said, you have if you have
Bye,
family around you,
everyone.
your
Bye,
friends,
hungry guy.
you utilize that. Okay, you don't. You. Everyone's got some form of support around them. You can't be 100% alone.
Not
Okay, they're
everyone.
But
not.
I'm
You can't.
saying I
And if
could have
they're not alone,
quite
there's
easily,
professionals. There's
I could have
services out there. There's charities.
I could
There's
have quite
yeah.
easily been alone, and then what would if I'd have done something then just by getting pushed over the edge? Like, was that my child's fault? Was it my fault?
No,
What
it
was it?
wasn't the child's fault at all.
Can I just
Exactly.
quickly say sorry because I need to go, but not everyone has that family around them. Also, every neurodivergent child's different. Like my kids, I've got two. One's ADHD, one's non-verbal autism, and I can't leave them with anyone because I'm their safe place. They cannot go with anyone else. If they do, they don't settle, and I've got to go pick them up anyway. And even to go into the hospital to get help for them professionally, there's no help. And if there is, it's months and months and months of waiting lists. And even then, there's still not a lot of help for kids that have got ADHD and autism.
Well, it's a new this new neurodivergency is a new thing that is like people are starting to get knowing more about it, and it's I mean it's not new, but it is
Are
new
people
in a
getting
way.
more
So
help through that hungry guy?
sorry.
Did you
Personally,
say
no help.
people get more help?
Hold on. What did you say? Sorry.
I said, are people getting more help?
Well, they're getting more help because it's starting to be a bit more recognised now.
Well,
And the thing is that but the thing is when we say
What would
help,
what would be the solution anyway? To what kind of help would you require?
that's what exactly, and that's the problem. It's like this is the thing that parents they don't know what kind of help they do need, and it's like you can say sometimes it's respite, sometimes, but the thing is, it's like it's what kind of help are you going? What kind of help is there out there for people?
But
that's the hard
kind of
thing
help would you
because
require, wouldn't it? Would you want somebody to come in
and sometimes I think as a parent you do need to be realistic with like what expectations you expect from like services and stuff like that, because sometimes they don't have all the answers. Sometimes it's just, I don't know, sometimes they come naturally to you as a parent. Sometimes you need to make sacrifices in your life as a parent for your child. Sometimes it depends on on the situation. So it's just every case is different. But the one thing that I will say, there is a crisis line. Everywhere there's a crisis line. If you're at crisis, okay, call someone. Okay, someone will come out and reach you within seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't think, if they take my child away, that's the end. No, they're just making sure that the child is safe, because they're the most important thing in this whole picture. Then, when the child is taken away, you get yourself better, and then the child will come back to you. Okay, there's no need for you to snap. There's no need for you to.
Not Steph, for you here.
Yeah. I was just waiting.
I was just going to ask, what kind of help would you require for, I don't know if you've got a disabled child.
My oldest son.
Which Steph are you talking to?
Oh, sorry, not Steph.
Oh, sorry.
Either one.
My oldest son, he's 11. He's got severe ADHD. He has to rely on medication, or he is off the walls. He's 24/7. He doesn't sleep. There's no help adjusting his medication. I've got to phone them constantly to ask for help. There's no any sort of counselling for his anxiety, nothing like that. My youngest son, he's 4. He's just been diagnosed with non-verbal autism literally last week, and they've told me, okay, we'll see you in 2 years' time for the referral for his for ADHD. Now, to me, here's your diagnosis, off you pop. There's no here's a website that you can go and maybe speak to someone, or there's this place you can go to for people that have got kids with the same diagnosis. There's none of that.
Yeah.
I just want to say, to add to that, the other Steph, I don't have children, but I've got nephews. I've got 3 nephews who are severely autistic. My sister is also going through the same, and she's had to actually take the children out of school, and she's now homeschooling them because she wasn't even getting help from the school, let alone from doctors and specialists and all of that. But I just have to say, really, a hungry guy. I know that you said that you help out with your brother and all of this, but massive respect to the mums and the single dads that do it 24/7. I know that you help out with your brother sometimes, but try and do it all the time. Because I've seen my sister go through what she's going through, and she's got a partner, right? But she's at home 24/7 with her children, homeschooling them, chasing up appointments because she hasn't heard back from specialists and doctors and all of this. And one of her sons got lost in the system, and he's now 12, and he's been waiting since he was 3 years old for a diagnosis of what's going on. And I just think that you've got very, very strong opinions, and you're very quick to question people. However, try and do it 24/7.
No, that's true. But then your sister decided she chose to look after them 24/7.
She had no.
Why did she get rid of the school? Why did the school?
She's had no choice, because my nephews were going to school, and they are severely autistic. They were getting no support. So when they were in class, and autistic children get very overwhelmed, they get very overstimulated. So then when they start to get overstimulated, they then can't control their emotions, and they go into a fight or flight mode. The teachers in that school didn't know how to handle when my nephews were going through episodes with their autism and their ADHD that they've got. So she was getting constant phone calls from the school saying, oh, can you please come collect the 2 boys that go to school? Can you please come and collect them? We can't deal with this. It's really bad on the other children. And it was every single day.
That they can go to that are trained in this sort of thing.
It's so hard to get them into specialist school. It's so hard.
You have to go through an EHCP, and it's even hard to get that. And a lot of these schools don't have the specialists in the schools to deal with the children that are getting overstimulated and do have special needs as such. And there's not enough schools out there for the amount of children that do unfortunately have these special needs.
You know what I read about a single woman?
I just think, Auntie, I think...
One second, let me just finish this.
Let me finish. You can't hold this live when you've used...
That's rude.
Yeah,
I'm speaking. It's my platform. I was reading about a single woman, and she gave up her child. she gave up her child who had Down syndrome, and there was a big court.
Yes,
We kick her out.
you call people spastics. You use that
No,
word.
get rid of her.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I sometimes have trouble trying to disconnect someone. Yeah, and anyway, she's a single female woman who had a Down syndrome child. She gave her child up, and she put her into a specialised kind of place where she thought that was the best place to put her daughter, right? Because obviously the 24-hour care, and not just that, because she felt that's the place where, because she had other children with disability as well. And there was a big court case, I mean, this is in America, from the grandparents who were saying, no, they want the child to live with them. But she said no, because she felt that was the best place for her daughter. What do you think of that? That she gave her daughter up like that?
I mean, I think it... Personally, I don't have a child with SEND needs, right? I don't. But after seeing my sister with my nephews, I think that it really is... It takes effect on the parents' mental health. But also, if it is affecting the parents and they feel as though they can't give their child the best care because they're also struggling too, then they've got to do what's right for them.
So Pepper Louise has heard about this story. Can you get in the box?
Stephanie,
It's
well
they was
done.
made
That
feel
makes so
bad.
much sense in what you just said right there.
Are you being sarcastic or?
No. You
Oh.
literally said it. If they don't know what to do for the child, sometimes they need to start thinking about what they can do for themselves. Meaning, fix you and then fix your child. If you can't fix your child, fix you. Because it's you that's a problem. You've got the problem, it's not the child.
Hungry Guy, I've got a step-grandson who's severely autistic. He's got ADHD and probably many more problems. He's been in a specialist school from being about 5, and he's just moved over now. He's 11 years old into a secondary school, and there's about 5 or 6 people in his class, and they have to do a 3-to-1 with him because every little bit of danger he can see, he will do. It's just so sad, but his way of communicating is a very, very piercing scream, like it really rings your ears, and that goes on from the minute he walks in till the minute he falls asleep. So he's had services. Three care organisations have took him out twice a week for 2 hours, right? And he's been passed from pillar to post. They've now decided that he's out of control. The police have been several times when he's been out and got away from the carers. He's run, and there's nothing left for it. They're basically washing the hands of him. They said he's out of control, and he's just been left now at home. So their parents are super, super stressed. There's nothing else out there. So what do you suggest, Hungry Guy?
So I suggest to that they can't wash their hands they have a duty of care. No matter how difficult or how challenging a child is, the services cannot just discontinue their service because they can't deal with the
There's
child.
nothing.
That's not an option.
There's
And if it is
nothing.
an option for them, then you need to sue them. You need to go above board. You need
I'm
to go to the
telling you now,
regulator
there is
and speak
nothing
to
left.
them about whatever this care company
Angie,
is
sorry,
doing.
I'm going to jump down. I'll speak to you tomorrow.
Oh,
Good
thanks,
night,
Phil.
everybody.
See you later.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Honestly, I can categorically tell you there is nothing left, Hungry Guy. No other road to go down.
Can I just add, like, to my comment? Obviously, Hungry Guy, I wasn't saying that the child needs fixing, whatever. My point was
No,
is
not the
that-
child. The parent needs to fix themselves.
Okay, but no, wait. But Angie's obviously asked, what do you think about it in terms of like the mum put her child into somewhere that she thought would be best for her, etc. In my eyes, right, we cannot have an opinion on other people's situation because we are not living in it. And it is nothing to do with the parents' parenting skills. It is nothing to do with that. When we're growing up, we don't get taught how to deal with having a child with special needs or anything like that. So it just all depends on the support that you've got and what you've got behind you in who is there for you, what help you are getting from medical services and all of that. And unfortunately, there isn't much support out there. So the parents have to do what they do, and we cannot judge them for that. Like Matt, for example, big up to you, single dad, and you're doing great. Lorna, that was in the box before, and she spoke about her experiences and all of this. I think I have so much respect, and I think so highly of parents that are doing it all by themselves, but also to them parents that they are in a couple, but it's still challenging.
Of course it is going to be challenging.
Yeah, but we can't judge people on how they deal with the situations because we are not in their shoes. If they are looking after their child 24/7, that must be tough.
It is tough, but parenting isn't supposed to be easy. Okay,
No,
even having a normal, able-bodied child is it's not easy. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, okay, no matter whatever you've gone through as a parent, okay, and this is the thing with me, I don't need to be a parent to know exactly what kind of parent I'm going to be. Okay, no matter what I go through, you can bet your bottom dollar. Okay, if I wasn't getting help from the services, I would demand the help. Okay, and if they can't help me, then they need to redirect me to where I can get the help. Normally, if you let's say you can't cope and stuff like that, who comes in? Social services, and then they say you can't cope, we're taking the child away. But hold on, you're the same people that said you can't deal with the child, but yet you're going to take the child away to put him under your care. So do you see what I'm saying here? Sometimes, as parents, I think we need to push a bit further to try and get the help if you do need the help, but then you also need to be realistic about what help do you actually need, because you have to be able to vocalize of what it is that you actually are struggling with. What is it that you're what is it that you want? What is it that you're expecting from the services? Do you see what I mean?
So put it this way. So my eldest nephew, he would often kick off because he couldn't handle his emotions. My sister would often have to call the police and get them out because she was getting no help from healthcare services, and she felt as though her and my other two nephews were in danger. She would call the police on my 12-year-old nephew, right? The police would come out, they would calm him down, they would go. She still was not getting any support from the healthcare services, even though the police had also made a report about it all. She then went to her local MP. What happened then? Still didn't get any support.
Okay, so if the kids are in danger, if there's other siblings that are in danger for this child's behavior, okay, the police can't put him back into the care of people. It doesn't make. This is what I'm saying. What people are saying just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, how can they put him back into a place where there's danger? You said the other siblings are in danger of him. They had to call the police out, but yet the police are going to release him back to go back to that environment where they're going to put other kids in danger.
Okay,
you know,
but
police
I'm telling
can get
you,
sued. They can get into trouble.
Okay, but I'm telling you from experience, they do.
The police can't do anything.
No,
the police
I'm not even
cannot do
joking. Yeah.
anything. They literally cannot do anything. I'm on both sides here. I have a disabled brother who's had 9 strokes, who is bedridden, who rings us 24/7. Also rings my 83-year-old father 24/7 for Whatsits or for some ice cream. I've also got an autistic daughter. Now, I don't know how this has happened, but she has been diagnosed with autism and ADHD within 6 weeks. But she has 9 months to wait for any medication. Now, we were very, very lucky to get her diagnosed in that time. We didn't go through anything private. We were just very lucky. I don't even know how it's happened. A nephew, he's been told he has to wait 4 years for a diagnosis. So
but what is a diagnosis going to do?
Hang on, hungry guy. No disrespect for you, but I wish we could all live in your world.
Yeah.
And your perception.
Can I ask you a question,
like
though? Can I ask you a question? Say there was help. Okay, we're going to help you. So what would you want to be done? What would you want?
Well, when my brother, he does get help, and I really have had to fight for it. I mean, I'm on the phone hours and hours a day. He gets 2 carers 3 times a day. He gets the maximum help he can get. But for that,
I've literally had to hours and hours and hours on the phone arguing with social
But what if you've
services.
got a child, like, you know, that's living with you? What kind of help would you want to?
So
You wouldn't want to care, or so you
Well,
come home from
the
sleep,
thing
or
with my story was um, my 3 children have I have got looked after children, so I've adopted my children. And we didn't realise when they were grown up that they had these needs. We just thought they were a bit quirky. They're just who they are. But it's only later on in life, they're now in the 20s, that these things have started to affect them. And we thought, maybe they have got that. Maybe they have got that. So we've got them all diagnosed, and they have all got it. And I think there's more help for young adults than there is for children. I really do think that it's really difficult to diagnose a child.
okay. Say a child has been
Not diagnosed.
diagnosed. Yeah, but say a child has been diagnosed and they're offering you help. What kind of? They're coming to you. What kind of help would you need?
Well,
Like
firstly,
housework being done, or
the school like to say we don't like to label children, so it's really difficult for a school to accept that they need these special needs, that they need this special help. Very difficult. They like to say we don't want to really label them, and we try and treat them the same. But they'd rather a child be expelled, what it used to be, or kicked out of school and go to a special school than have them on their books.
I
That's
don't
what
think
I
that's
think.
true. I don't think that's
I think
true.
I think it's 100% true, because my friend had 2
Hungry Guy, you
sons
can't say
who
it's
were
not true. She's going
labelled.
through
No, I
it.
said I don't think
Uh,
that's true. It's an
It's
opinion.
it is true. I had a friend who had 2 children who were classed as naughty boys and sent to a special school, and were then diagnosed, both of them, with ADHD and autism. But they wouldn't accept that. I have a niece who really struggled at school, and she was she wouldn't go to school and everything else, and blah blah blah. And she was on the verge of being sent to a special school until my niece, she's my great niece, my niece took her out of school and homeschooled her because she couldn't cope with school, and school were not interested. All they kept doing was you get a mark, and if you get 29 marks, you're expelled. In
Can
the
I just say,
first term, she had
can I just
20
ask a
odd
question?
marks.
You know, you say it's 24/7, which I do see. You know, like, I don't have children, that's why I'm asking question. I'm not like bloody hungry guy. But however, you know, obviously they're at school. Is it some kids that have a different form of, maybe a different type of disability, that they don't go to school?
Yeah,
Because wouldn't you
yeah.
get respite when they're at school?
Some kids
I think ADHD and especially autism is they class it as one autism, but they used to class it as high functioning autism and blah blah blah. Some are non-verbal, some so some children with autism are non-verbal, and usually with the non-verbal comes the behavioural difficulties.
But I
My
don't know my
daughter.
question's been answered really. What my question is,
yeah,
all
can I
children with
answer it?
disability go to, yes, please.
So, obviously Dominic's, but sorry, I shouldn't have said his name. He's been through every kind of service that they've got. But there is a school within 5 miles of where he lives, and they do like respite, and they allow the children to stay over at night time. So that's what we're trying to fight for at the moment.
Right.
But there is no places, and it looks like a 6-year wait at this
But when
present
they're at
time.
school, you do have some respite, right? When the child's at school.
Yeah, they do, but it's just a struggle, and it's horrendous.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm not saying it. I'm
Yeah.
sure it is. Yeah, but I'm just asking: is there some kind
Yeah.
of policy that maybe a child wouldn't go to school, but your children do go to school?
Yeah, but you know when you have like the summer holidays and they're off for 6 weeks, and it's a nightmare. It really is. And the 2 other children have also got autism, so for obviously Dominic's never going to be able to live on his own ever, and he's never going to learn life skills, so he'll have to be taken care of for the rest of his life. But it'd be a great help if they could sort of like get him into a facility overnight, maybe once a week.
Yeah.
Lady
Right.
Di, can I ask you a question? Would there be like extra funding or a benefit that would be available for someone in your position for you to go private? Would that is that available out there?
I was just going to say this. So,
Hold on, sorry, Stephanie. Can you just let Lady Di answer that question?
Sorry, yeah.
Sorry, please.
So yeah, he does get a benefit, and we've tried different services, private ones, and they can't cope with him.
When you say they can't cope with him, what have they said? They can't.
Well, they can't. If they take him out, that's his chance then to get away from them. And there's only so much they can do. They can't restrain him, and then he'll disappear. And the police are phoned, and everybody's out looking for him. That's the kind of thing. Services cannot restrain children. So
they haven't got the resources to take care of his needs.
Well, they've got private care, and there's not enough people to be able to control him. 2 people will not control him.
And I think, Lady Di, as they get older, that they can become quite aggressive.
Well, he's starting that now.
Yeah, and I know it's through frustration and everything else, and being scared and whatever the reason.
Yeah.
But they can become, very aggressive, and nobody can control them, and that's a danger to yourself.
And that's what the school are saying at the moment. They're saying the screaming that he does, and it goes on. It never seems to stop. It's just disrupting the other students, and they're all having to wear ear defenders, as the 2 other children at home have to wear ear defenders.
Yeah.
So what would you say what outcome would there be? What is the solution? What is the solution?
The solution would
there isn't one, is there?
No, the solution would be, could they accommodate him overnight, maybe once a week, not asking too much. That would give the family respite. The other 2 children could get a break. But it's not there for them. There's no
Guys, if
money.
you want the box, can you put it in the comments? Because I don't know who's in and who's not, thanks.
Can I speak, Andrew, please?
Yeah, hi, Kemper.
Yeah, hiya. I'm just listening to all your stories, and it was Lorna's one that really got me. My grandson, he's 6 now. Now, he's autistic, ADHD, he's cerebral palsy, he's non-verbal, and he's been diagnosed as well with, it's a word that we can't say on here, but it's, I wouldn't know how to spell it, spast. You know what I'm going to say? Yeah. It's that and a name after it. He's diagnosed, but I was quite shocked when I seen the paper saying that name.
Yeah.
And when he went to the normal nursery, but I could see that he had a floppy arm when he was 2 months old. And I kept saying to him, get him checked. But they said they can't do nothing because he was too young. So my daughter-in-law has been really, really lucky.
Yeah, that's a medical term, Kemper.
Yeah, I'd hate to say it, but unfortunately it is a medical term.
Yeah,
and it's still used today.
Hungry Guy, I know you're in the NHS and everything like that, but it's my turn, and I'm just explaining to Angie and everybody what.
Can I just quickly say one more thing, because I'll forget otherwise. Like, just in the 80s, it used to be the SPA, STIC Society. I mean, they've changed that now, but that's what it used to be, in the 80s.
Yeah, well, I was shocked when, because my son split up from his girlfriend, so I never got to see my grandson from when he was 2 till he was about 4. And she was telling me everything that was all wrong with him and everything. So I take my grandkids away in the camper van and everything like that. And we were in Skegness, and he was on one of the toys in the chip shop while we were waiting on some chips and that to get cooked. And I put him in the toy and everything like that. And I says, right, come on now, it's time to go. And he screamed and fell on the floor, and I was shocked because that was the first time I'd seen him doing this. And everybody was staring at me. Well, I've got really bad anxiety, so I was probably pure red and I was sweating. And my granddaughter was 8 and my other one was 6. That's his big sisters. And I was trying to pick him up, and I'm not joking. His, do you know your bingo wings? He got a hold of my bingo wings and he nipped them so hard that if it was an adult that done it, you would have turned around and punched them. And my granddaughters could see that I was getting stressed, and they went, "Grandma, just leave him on the floor, and just leave him. Don't." I was trying to pick him up and bring him out because everybody was staring, and I was doing the wrong thing because I didn't know what to do. I was just trying to be the grandma. Oh, come on, baby, come out, and it was making him worse. But she's been lucky because he went to the nursery, and then he went to the normal school, and they built a big disability school in our town as well. Now, every single child that goes to that school is disabled. They have lots of people in there, so she gets care from 9 a.m. till 3:30, and then once she gets him, she is absolutely knackered by the time 9 o'clock comes, just by having him them couple of hours. And it was scaring me when that Lorna was saying how hard it is when her one's 12, and I'm thinking, oh my God, because people look at my grandson and he's absolutely a little stunning little boy, but it's not until he starts going, people look at him and say, oh my God, he's disabled. But when he's been really naughty, people are looking at you as if to say, well, get your kid under control. You know, it's really hard work that when you've got a disabled child like that can't talk, and he drags his leg and everything. I really, really feel for these people that's got disabled children, and my grandson's got so much wrong with him. And I just hope that she carries on getting all the help and everything, because where we are, it sounds like we're getting a lot of help compared to all yous that are on there talking now. Yous are not getting a lot of help at all. And it's so much hard work. I mean, sometimes she drops him off here. We have him at the weekends. Well, my son has him at the weekends. She comes to the door and she looks like, she's only 29. She looks like about a 40-year-old girl, because she is absolutely knackered. But she's got all the daycare. She's got her weekends with my son, and she's knackered with, you know, and if yous are not all getting the help what my daughter-in-law's getting, I feel really sorry for yous.
The help all depends on your area. It depends on the funding that your area has. So
yeah, even in the 7 weeks holiday, the council have got up at this big sports centre that you fill in a form, and on the summer holidays, they can take them the whole 5 days, but she puts them in for the 2 days on a Tuesday and a Thursday, so she can still get her shopping and things like that all done. Because don't forget, she's got the other girls as well. So, you know, it's really hard work.
Can I ask you something? Do you get disability allowance?
Yeah, she gets it. I think it was when he was 4-year-old they can diagnose him, and then because he goes to the disabled school, she has the car and everything now. She gets full disability for him. She's his carer.
But does that help though? The disability allowance, does that help a bit? You know what I mean? With things?
Oh yeah, that helps her, because she's not going to be able to ever work unless there's never a job now from 9 till 3. But when he's at school, she's doing the housework and she's doing the shopping. She's never going to get to work.
She already has a full-time job. She doesn't need to
that's
work.
what I'm saying. She's a carer. She's a carer. Having your children is not a job. It's not a job. It's a parent. She's his carer, and she's a really good carer. When she was 16 going out with my son, I thought, oh my God, here comes trouble. But when they finished, and then we all started talking again when my son got back with her, how grown up she's had to be because of this child. But yeah, he has a pram. He can walk. He goes football because my son started up a disabled football team, and you can't have it at a certain age because he's got 13-year-olds in there and 4-year-olds, because the 13-year-olds have got the mind of a 5 and a 4-year-old, so it's a big age group. So you know, he can't do it in the winter because they slide on the field. We've had to buy loads of equipment for indoors for them to hold on, and it's just basically the parents holding the kid's hand playing football and learning them to like put a ball under the foot and wiggle their foot. But you know, there's no other the people coming from the next town and that to that disabled group, people have never heard of that before, but that was him because it was his boy and he wanted him to, like, you know, being in football and that. But you know, she gets quite a lot of help, so I really.
Do you know the way I see it? If your story, if they're getting that much help and it's working for them and everything, that is so beautiful to hear. I'm thinking if they're getting the help, that means there's help out there for everyone else. There isn't anyone that there is literally no. Do you see what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get at. Okay, if one person is getting help, why is not the other person getting help?
This
Can
is
I
the
just say
funding,
one
though.
more thing, please? Can I just say one more thing to Hunger Guy before I drop? Before I had kids, Hunger Guy, I was very much in the opinion you were. And I was going to bake cakes on a Tuesday, and I was going to do this when I had kids. When you have kids, it's nothing like it, love. Let me tell you, nothing
But
like
she's
I've never
getting
known.
help. Why isn't everyone else getting the help?
Because it's not available everywhere. It is
It's the
not available.
funding in your area. It's like everyone's saying in the chat, it's like postcode lottery. It's the funding where your postcode is.
But you get given extra benefits to subsidise that. They might not offer the service, but you get given
but
things
there
for you
isn't
to find
funding for like
the service. Is that not correct?
Can I just say something?
Yeah,
sorry. You get a disability living. Now, my brother gets that. Do you know his care for 2 carers 3 times a day, and he's bedridden, is over £1,000 a week. So his disability benefit pays for some of it. Do you know how much private care is? £35 an hour. 2 carers, £70 an hour. An hour.
Also, can I just say something? As well, if you're like, so I've got 2 autistic non-verbal and they've got ADHD twin brothers. They're identical. They're now 11, and from where I'm from Portsmouth, and basically down here you can own if your child's like getting the disability money or whatever, you can own, so that their mum can only be a carer for one of them, even though she cares for all of them. She can only get carer's allowance for one of the children.
That's true. Yeah.
So she's got identical twin boys, and they're non-verbal, they got ADHD and stuff, and she does get carers. They've literally just taken away her night carers, and now my autistic twin brothers have both been diagnosed with epilepsy. So you can imagine, where they're non-verbal as well, she's having to stay up all night having her carers taken away at night time. Now they've just been diagnosed with epilepsy, so she has to stay awake all night watching them with her eyes all night, because she's absolutely petrified of them having a fit in the night and not knowing, sort of thing. So it is, they've taken away her night carers now, and now they've been diagnosed with epilepsy, and they're saying that she's not entitled to having them back.
And carers
Just
allowance.
kicking you mad for a minute, because I've got to put some more people in.
Yeah, sorry, and I just want to say, I'm going to drop
£70 a week, and you've got to be available to work 39 hours.
Say something.
£70 a week for 39 hours work.
Sorry, Ange, I'm going to drop, but there's a lady in the comments called Zoe. She's been wanting to come into the box for ages.
Oh, okay.
She's called Zoe with a pink heart, so I'm going to drop so she can come up.
Oh, I'm going to drop as well, Angie. Take care.
All right, thank you.
All right, take care, bye.
I've just literally quickly popped up, Ange. It took me 6 years to get social services help, and I only got the help when I was having a breakdown, because you have to go through assessments. There's a board that has to say, "Oh, yes, you need the help." So it's
guys,
not.
the only reason I'm not dropping Hungry Guys, because he started this all.
Right,
so
I just need to say
people are educating Hungry Guy. I mean, do you want me to drop him, guys, in the boxes, or are you okay?
No, but why would you drop me? I'm asking questions
Well,
that
exactly.
some people
This is
don't
what I'm saying.
actually
He's
know.
asking questions.
Okay,
He's being
let's say I was a
educated.
parent and I didn't know any of this. Okay, are you people not educating me? Are we not supposed
you're
to help each other at a time like
Hungry
this?
guy.
Yeah, but you're
This is
not
one thing
asking
I've got to say
questions. You're being
before.
rude.
This is one thing I've got to say before I jump out the box. I don't understand why your opinion is so strong on parents with SEND kids when you're not a parent of a SEND child yourself.
I don't have
what
to be a
happened? He made
parent
he
to
made a
have these
comment.
You have to be
opinions.
a parent of a SEND child to have a big high comment like that, though.
But you know what? He made a comment, and I'm glad we're talking about this. So anyway, because I think it's quite an important discussion to have, because it started off about a friend of mine, if you don't know, who doesn't live far. She's now serving life in jail for unfortunately unaliving her disabled child because she snapped. So that's how it's all started, guys.
So yeah,
No,
I
yeah,
just think
I get
that's all I
that.
wanted to come up and quickly say was that I only got the help and it took me 6 years, and that was because I was breaking down myself. But and as well, also, you do get the disability money, but they have different dietary needs. I have to buy nappies, wipes, back,
The disability money doesn't cover anything.
and everything.
No.
But and again, if you type into a website for SEND, so they have different toys and different sensory needs. If you type in a glow up ball for a SEND child, they are like 10 times more expensive than a normal ball. But if you type the same thing in without the SEN, it's so much cheaper. So, and also
That's just business, though. That's marketing.
Sorry, Tweedle.
Children don't
I
get
mean our
enough
discussion.
help and support. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I want to say anyway.
That's the same as my twin brothers. She still has to buy like nappies and wipes and stuff. And obviously, where they're like 12, it's so expensive to buy nappies and wipes for 12-year-olds because you have to buy certain nappies and things like that. Because they're still in nappies at the age of 12.
Yeah, and I'm going to finish now. All I'm going to say is that I would love. There's no money in this world that could ever let me listen and hear my son call me mum or love me. So you can give me the money all in the world. That's the one wish I'd always loved. So yeah, I'm going to jump down.
Thank you, Lorna, for sharing the story.
What I don't get as well as you're saying is the parents that need to learn to fix themselves, but how is it the parents' fault?
Oh yeah, I'd like to know that one as well.
Okay,
What do you
so
mean by
when I said the parents, if you recognise you have an issue or you're struggling, okay, it is your duty as a parent, okay, for you to go. Can I finish, please? Let me finish, please. So if you notice that you are struggling or you can't do it or you're basically just at the verge of giving up, okay, then it is your duty, okay, to go and seek help. If you can't seek help or anything like that, then you call the police and say, look, I can't look after that child.
Do you know how many people
You need to
with
take that child away from me.
children that
The police
have
are not going to just leave that child with you and
then
walk
lose
away.
your child to social services and not get it back, yeah? That's what you want to
Say that again. Say that again.
Exactly.
You want someone to throw their kid to social services' hands and not get them back?
Exactly.
That's
But hold on. What do you mean not
Great
get them
thought.
back? Why would you not get them back?
Because you wouldn't. If you give your kid up, you don't get it back.
No, if
It's
you
not
give
that
your kid up,
easy.
if you're struggling, they take the kid away while you get fix
easy.
yourself
You even
and get
do
help
know
to fix
that.
yourself, and then they give the kid back. They don't
It's
just
not
keep the
that
kid.
easy to just
Hungry
get it
guy,
back
that
if
is
you
not
want it
true.
back. Do you know, I've not had my
What? So
kid
you're
for
telling me if someone is struggling,
wait.
they just
I
take the
have
child away and
yeah.
that's it. You've lost your child.
Listen, I have not had my child for 3 years because of my mental health. I've changed my mental health. I've done everything I can.
Exactly, and then you got your child back.
No, I haven't.
Okay, why haven't you got your child back then?
Because you have to jump through 10,000 hoops first.
Then you better jump through 10,000 hoops because that's what you have to do.
I have jumped through 10,000
Coral,
hoops.
what's wrong?
You can't.
Angie, but how do you know that? How do you know that parents
Can I just hear from Linz? Because Linz is agreeing with Hungry Guy. She said he's got a point, so I'd like to hear what she has to say.
I think he's got a good point because when he's saying about ringing the police and telling them that to take the kid, and then you're saying, what, so they take the kid away forever, then what's that? So you're going to just snap and then harm your child? Like, do you not think he's got a good point?
No, nobody said that.
I'd rather the police take my child away if I'm on like the verge of a breakdown or like a mental health crisis where I might harm myself or the kid.
No, it's more about the fact that there should be more help and support before you even get to that point.
Could I just say something before I go off? Angie?
Yeah, hello, sorry.
Can I say one more thing? Because I have to put my headphones on because he's trying to sleep. You're saying that you don't get a lot of funding and all that lot. There is one thing that my daughter-in-law gets. Every year, you're allowed one thing off the government. Now, she's lived with her mum for 10 years. No, 8 years. And she's just got the house last year. Now, when she was getting the house, when she was at the top of the list, she put in for a settee, a sofa, and she got a brand new sofa. And then the following year, she put in for a cooker, and she got a brand new cooker. You're allowed to put in for one thing every year. And now it's January now, and she's just coming up. Now she's just gone and put in for a certain laptop computer thing, because Freddie's like at a certain age now. He's just over 6. So now she's starting to get things that he needs. And she
That's
gets
changed to every 3 years now.
Oh, so you know what I'm on about, yeah? I don't know what
but
it is.
how does that give help and support to children with special needs? Getting one item from the government.
She does get a lot of support. Before I went off, I thought I would mention that in case you have not heard of it. I was going to ask
the family fund. Yeah, it's helpful when you do need something, but that obviously doesn't give you the help and the support all year round.
Yeah, no,
Someone has put what is? Oh, I can't remember what they put now. Goes to certain ages, apparently, the family fund.
Yeah.
Could I just say something?
A lot of it is
please?
to do with ages as well. A lot of the time, you don't get any help and support till your child is of a certain age.
Right.
And the waiting lists are absolutely ridiculous. My daughter's 6 years old, and she's been on a waiting list for something since she was 2 years old.
Wow.
And she just spent 4 years on a waiting list to change her NG tube to a PEG tube.
Yeah, like I say, unfortunately, it's just like a postcode lottery. It just depends on what your local council spends their funding on.
Can I also just say, I think also being on these waiting lists, I think it's really important also to phone each day, because you do get cancellations.
You've got to harass them, Angie. You've really got to
I would
really
harass them, because that's what I do. I've never had waited on a waiting list. I mean, listen, I'm an adult, but I've never waited more than 3 months, because I phone every day. I harass them.
Children, that's what they do. They put them on waiting lists.
I mean, I know it's different.
And I went to appointments crying. I came out suicidal. Feeling unalive myself from these appointments. I called all the time. The only help and support that I get is from my mum, who's also disabled herself. I used to get her to call for me in between. We used to nag. And I used to come out feeling like I just wanted to end it all. And I still do now sometimes. I'm still having to fight for a lot of things for my daughter. She's 6 years old now. And there's things that she's had that they've given to her that I fought for. Like recently she got her PEG tube, which I fought 4 years for. But there's still lots of other things I'm still fighting for. And that's after going to Great Ormond Street as well. So it's not that easy and simple of just contacting them and calling them and, hassling and all that. It's not that simple to just keep doing that, because it doesn't work. Not for special needs children anyway, so...
Constant battle,
But as a healthcare professional, do you know when we get someone that is calling and nagging?
One sec, angry guy, can I just kick you out and then I'll bring you back in, just in case you get banned because of that word you use. But come straight back in, okay? What was that, Andrew?
I was saying, as a healthcare professional, when we do get pay, when we get like people that are calling service users that are calling, okay, do you know what that flags up to us? Okay, that person needs to be a priority, and it will be put as a priority. We will never and that's how it's weird how the system works. But like, I think we all know exactly how the system works in the sense of, yes, you do have to call and nag. Now, if that's just how it is. Okay, it doesn't mean you should stop like nagging and calling, eventually
Yeah.
you will get the help. You may have to wait for a little bit for it, but that makes
4
us
years.
that makes a professional know that you're a priority. Okay, we need to you it basically put a thing on your file to say that we need to act like quick, and with the cases like Victoria Climbier and Baby P and stuff like that, that's why you get flagged up and you get basically put at the priority, because these are cases we learnt from when things are just left to the side, where things aren't like looked at like closely and closely monitored and stuff like that. So yeah, I know it's annoying and thingy, but sometimes
Hey, guys, if
that's
you want
what I'm
that
trying to
box,
say.
can you
As a
put it in the
parent, you have
comments?
to
Yes, but
you do have to like really push
but you're
to
not the
get the
one.
help. The help will get to you, but you really have to push.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you're
because
not the one having
that
to sit there
BVP
with your child
situation,
suffering.
like they did
You don't
change
realise
a lot
how
of.
tiring it actually is. Like it can
Exactly,
actually
it's exhausting.
You're
it's
right, it's
literally
tiring, but
exhausting.
unfortunately,
And
that's
can
just
I
how it
just say
is.
one thing as well? As a neurodivergent autistic person, I just want people, not like particular people in this box, but just like people in general, to be more mindful wording. Like when you're talking about someone that's autistic or neurodivergent, like addressing it as something's wrong with them, because that's not the case. It's nothing is wrong with them.
My
And
daughter's perfect.
it
She
can be
just has
quite
different
it
issues.
can be quite degrading for a neurodivergent person to hear people address it as like something is wrong with them. It's not nice to hear, because nothing is wrong with them. Like they're unique in their own way, and it's a superpower at the end of the day. That's how I think about it. Yeah, there's struggles, but at the end of the day, can people please be more mindful about addressing it as something is wrong with them, because it's not nice to hear, and it's not true. There's nothing wrong with them at all. And my mum has struggled for years, and I only recently got diagnosed a couple years ago, and I'm an adult now, and it's really difficult. And my mum has fought for me for years with education and everything, and I can sympathize with all the mums out there that it is so exhausting, and you feel like you're just banging your head on a brick wall. You don't feel like you can get anywhere. So I just wanted to say big up to, I don't usually get in boxes like this, but it's a subject I feel
Someone's in a
really strong
different
about.
ability. Yeah.
Yeah, it's I call it a superpower.
Thank
That's
you.
my way of coping. And big up to all the parents that fight so hard for their children. Like everyone sees you and hears you, and you're just like superwoman, like, and dads as well. It's amazing. It makes me emotional because people fight so hard. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Hi.
Thank you for joining.
Hungry, can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah, go on.
Hi. Are you a porter in the hospital, the NHS systems?
No, I'm a healthcare professional.
You're a
what's the
healthcare professional?
Sorry?
Okay.
Sorry. What's the
What-
healthcare
What did you say? Sorry?
What area are you in?
I'm a healthcare professional. That's being TikTok and being how it is. Yeah, that's
I hope
the
it's
only
not
thing I'm
mental
allowed
health.
to disclose.
I hope it's not in mental health.
But there's
Yeah.
multiple mental.
So can you tell me, please?
Could you imagine Hungry Guy counselling you,
tell me,
Andrew, on your
please, then
breakdown?
how you
No,
would
do you know I'm
know
the best
that
kind of
if
counsellor, because I'll give it to you straight. And
patient
sometimes you do
Counsellor.
have
Yeah,
to do
sometimes
that.
you
So.
do need that though, Angie. Like when you're like in despair, like if someone's just telling you like straight to the point, I think that's better sometimes,
I know,
get
but
what you're
sometimes
saying.
they need to take
Maybe.
into
But
account other
obviously,
people's
I
feelings.
adapt to my patients. I don't just give it to everyone straight. Obviously, I assess the situation and then But anyway,
But
sorry.
you haven't
Carry
really
on. Carry on.
Hungry, can I ask you a question, please?
Yeah.
If the patient is phoning repeatedly, why would that person or child be more urgent than other children on the waiting list?
I'm not saying there will be more urgent, but if someone's calling more frequently, it will flag up like, okay, why are they calling? Okay,
You know what it is?
what's it called? We need to assess the
Can I just say
situation.
also?
Will you
see,
please
for
stop
me,
talking over each other? I can't even hear him.
Yeah,
Not you, Angie.
first of
Not
all,
you.
can I just say something? Also, phoning up, if you're phoning up, you're checking to see if there's cancellation. You can actually cancellation, so you can be put on that list. That's what they can do.
Yeah, that's
we all know that if you're a pest,
Hungry.
you've got to be a pest these days to get somewhere.
Exactly.
Can I just say something? Obviously, I'm in Scotland. Obviously, Hungry Guy
phoning up constantly doesn't put you on the list quicker, because
No,
my
it
son
doesn't.
was undiagnosed ADHD.
I never said it put you on the list quicker. No, I said
But
it
I
flags
phoned,
up.
You
so
said
I
that it would
phoned.
flag attention.
Yeah, so
It
I
will flag
phoned.
attention. It will flag
No, it
attention
doesn't.
that it needs
Hungry
to,
guy, no,
because
it doesn't. It doesn't flag
So you
attention
said it
because
would
I
flag
phoned.
attention to make it get done quicker.
okay, so you're
Make it
telling
a
me when you're
priority.
phoning up, they just tell you no, you have to wait by.
Yeah,
You have to
yeah,
wait
No,
by.
exactly.
but
You
do
have to
wait
wait
a minute, wait a
by.
minute, hungry guy. Do you not phone up for cancellations and say is there cancellation today? And they say, oh, cancellation.
Not
And say,
necessarily
yep,
for
you're on the list.
cancellation. Not necessarily for
They could say,
cancellation.
yeah, there is a cancellation actually. Okay, I'm going to give it to you. That's
No,
what
no, because
we've
there is
done. Is it different here?
there is a list, and you do have to work up the list. When you call constantly, okay, what I'm trying to say is that will flag up. It will flag up in the sense of
It's not.
the people, the service will say, okay, she's phoning up for a reason. Okay, you have to put your thinking cap on and thinking, okay, is this like a sort of safeguarding? Okay, is she calling up that often that we think something like ahead? We have to think ahead.
Are you a
Okay,
social worker,
like yeah, we
hungry?
have to and when I say prioritize, I'm not saying you're going to get moved up the list quicker or anything like that. No, because no child is more important than the other. However, some children a situation needs to be addressed like first before another situation. You just have to prioritize your caseload. Okay, you
Yeah,
have to
because if
prioritize, and
one
as someone
family's not
who's got
coping as
a
well as the
caseload of like
other,
X amount of children, if someone keeps calling me up, I need to see, okay, why are they keep calling? Okay, what is going to happen? Because say, God forbid, something happened. When they do the review and then what is it called? The independent review or whatever it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but they have to think, okay, was the signs there? Is the signs there? So they'll say, okay, this person kept calling. Well, why didn't you do something about it? Okay, then it will come down to you as the healthcare worker. Why didn't you do something? If someone's
That's not
calling,
true.
that's a sign. Then do you
Well,
see what I mean?
that's
That
not
is
working.
absolutely not true. You
That
may
is
have an entitled parent, you may have a persistent parent, and you also
That's why you
may
assess
well,
the situation.
and
I'm
you
not
also
saying
yeah,
just
may
because
because
you
well
call up.
have, excuse me,
if that family's in despair,
you also may well have a safeguarding issue. But because someone is constantly phoning up, it doesn't actually do anything
No, it
unless
doesn't.
the GP is involved or unless there's another professional saying that this
No,
child needs assessed urgently.
yes, but if you're constantly calling, I'm not just I'm answering the call and I'm listening to what you're saying to me, and I'm basing my assessment based on what you're telling me. Okay, if you're just calling, no, I'm just can't be bothered waiting much longer. I can't be bothered waiting. I'll be like, well, I'm sorry, yeah. Then I'll be like, yeah, that person that just persistent or whatever. But if you're calling me up crying and saying, I can't cope, this is too much, and all of that, obviously, my thinking that is going to come on. Okay, I need to address this. Like, I can't put this to the back of
But that's
the
not how
fight.
it
I can't.
works.
I'm
It
sorry.
is.
But it is. You can't say that because unless you're in the profession, you
You're
don't know
if the
that.
family's in
absolutely
What
wrong.
crisis, if
profession
the
are you in?
family's in
Healthcare.
Absolutely wrong. Because if a family or someone was behaving like that and saying that they couldn't cope, you would actually be referring that to social services, and you wouldn't say, oh, right, okay, so she can't cope. Okay, let's get this ADHD assessment done quicker.
Is me referring them to social services, not me doing something about it.
Hungry guy, can I
Because the
just ask
thing
a
is,
question?
if a child
No, it's
is
me
then
not
diagnosed
referring them
with
to social services, not doing something about it.
Hungry guy, can I
A
just ask a
diagnosis is
question?
not
Unless
just
you're
going to fix your
working in a
problems.
secretarial
You lot need
role,
to get this in your head. A diagnosis is not just going to fix your problems.
That's exactly my
We never
point.
said that. That's
Can
but
I
that's
think
what
then
he's trying to.
bring someone in to diagnose them and not refer to social services or another team that could maybe help the parent? So
That's what he's just said.
no, but
Though.
Linz, my
Like,
problem here is he's
oh God,
unless he's
his
in a
speech.
secretarial role, when you're calling up, so I have to call up Great Ormond Street for my daughter. When you're calling them up, you're not calling the ward. You're calling the secretary of the consultant that you're under. Now,
Yeah.
that secretary isn't going to prioritise you because they're not
No.
medically qualified. So what they're going to do is
Exactly.
they will pass it on, but they will not do what Hungry Guy's saying.
No, yes, they will pass it on exactly. They will pass on exactly what the call is about. And if I'm getting messages from the secretary to say, this person keeps calling, this call, me as a professional, I'm putting my thinking cap on and I'm addressing the situation. I'm going back, calling back the
But
parent
what
myself.
professional are
Okay,
you?
not
the
going through the secretary and
services.
stuff like that. It's just,
But with
how can
respect,
you,
they're
I
dealing
don't
with
can we hear
understand. Like,
from
maybe it's
Lynn's,
my
guys? Because
delivery or like, I
she
don't
was
know. But
talking. One sec, angry guy. Look, yeah, Lynn's.
Because I think we're just nitpicking with Hunger Guide, because every call it'll be different. You could have a single mother that can't cope, that's got no support or family members helping her, where she may be in a bit more need, where she may not be coping, where she'll be in more crisis than it would be if her husband and a wife with a family network supporting. So if she's ringing up in crisis, obviously what they'll do is they'll refer her off to other services as well to try and offer other support.
Yeah, that's different.
That's what happens.
You're correct. And that is completely different than jumping the queue for an assessment. That is a completely different subject altogether.
Liz, is it the way that is it the words that I'm using?
I know, but what I'm saying is a diagnosis is not going
to...
A diagnosis is not going to solve your kids whatever problems you've got.
Yeah.
That's why they need to refer you off to other services to help support you in dealing with whatever diagnosis your kid gets.
Yeah, but a diagnosis does help to get them in the right direction to the right help and support that they need.
Yeah, but a lot of kids don't even get the diagnosis, but they do get the services to help them with it, though.
The CAMS waiting list is far too long as well. Like, parents are waiting years
CAMS in
to
my
get
area
a
is currently
diagnosis.
CAMS in my area is currently 9 years. So by the time they've even got a initial face-to-face referral, it's already too late a lot of the time, unfortunately.
And you only get, as soon as you get that CAMS appointment and you get transferred to neurodiverse, you only get 3 appointments. Well, in Scotland you do. So you only get 3 appointments with that child, and then that's it. The parents left to deal with it on their own. With no other help. Doesn't matter if you go crying to a doctor, doesn't matter if you go crying to a CPN counsellor. They don't help. There is not enough help out there for kids with ADHD and autism.
Exactly.
Can I say so? You know the 3 appointments. Do you know what we do in those 3 appointments? We give you the tools, okay, as a parent, for you to deal with the situation. We give you the equipment, the tools for you to go and deal with the situation as a parent. Okay, we can't tell you how to parent a child, but we can give you tools to how you should apply that. So if, for example, if the kid has got special kind of needs that you need to address it, yes, we will give it to you from the medical point of view, okay, but then it's your job as a parent, okay, to apply the tools that we have given you to your child. Okay, we can't give a personalized tool.
You're talking to me like I don't know shit. You're
that's what I'm saying. You're saying
box.
they don't have. What more do you want from us?
I think it's important to remember that everyone's experience is different. And CAMS, you keep saying we and us, Hungry Guy. You don't work across all the professions in the NHS. I appreciate you working one.
Healthcare professional. What does that mean?
Well, what professions are you guys talking about?
Hungry Guy, I've worked in care. Okay, I've worked in care. I've worked in care since I've left school. What I was meaning by you get 3 appointments and then that is it. You're left to deal with it on your own. I wasn't meaning anything bad by that. I know that the parents need to deal with it on their own, but sometimes, as parents have said in this box, they struggle and they don't get help. Social work will not deal with you until you're literally on your last legs, and then social work will step in. Social work are a joke. Doctors are overrun. Can't you get a counsellor? You're on a waiting list for a counsellor to see them face to face or a CPN.
And if they go private, the NHS don't recognise the diagnosis.
The government want everybody to go private. People don't get enough carers allowance to look after their kids, to look after a loved one. We can't go private because you would get seen private, but not everybody can afford that.
Yeah, but even if you could afford private, a lot of the NHS won't recognise.
I tell you the help we want. We want ignorance. We want ignorance to stop. We want people to actually just stop and think. Okay, you're feeling that way. How can I help you? What do you need to talk about? Do you want me to vent on the phone for half hour? Do you need me to look after your child for 5 minutes? We don't need judgment. We don't need people to tell us how to parent.
To do that, we've got so many parents to deal with. We can't do that. We can't.
I'm not saying about you personally.
For half an hour just to listen to you. That is what you have friends for, like family.
When you're coming across in the
we
wrong
can't
way.
do that at the profession. We've got so many people we have to see. Okay, you think we're going to be on the phone to for a shoulder to cry on and stuff like that?
I'm not talking about you as a professional. I'm talking about you as a human being.
Hungry Guy, what is your actual profession? Because now
because I don't know what you guys expect from healthcare workers. What do you guys want?
Every healthcare under the sun right now. You're
Exactly.
acting like you know everything under the healthcare sector because you keep on saying we like you run different
Do you
departments
know
in the hospital.
the principle of healthcare? It's the same across all sectors.
He's
The
a
principle is the same.
CEO.
And what's your point with
It's
that?
the CEO of the NHS.
He runs all the departments.
Yeah,
You're
I
acting
do
like
run
you
all the
know the
departments, and
NHS,
I'm
mate.
literally
a
giving
bit
you
like
information that
Mrs.
because you guys
Rabbit from
put so much
Peppa Pig.
pressure on like healthcare workers to fix your problem,
No, we
can't.
don't.
We're not miracle
No, we
What
workers.
don't.
problem? Our
We know
children
the
are not
NHS are
problem.
suffering. So don't sit there and don't sit there and tell us women in this box that we put too much pressure on the healthcare system, because no, we don't. Do we want a bit of more extra help when it comes to when we're struggling?
Okay, but you answer the question. What help do you need? What help?
What do you mean, what help do we need?
You keep saying we want help, we want help, we want help. What is it?
You not
Lucy was
listen to
saying,
what
okay,
people have
we
already
want someone to
said.
talk to for half an hour, someone to just listen to us vent. Okay, someone, yeah. So this is when I was like, yeah, what do you
Right,
want?
hungry
What
guy,
do you
take
want?
away
more
your profession.
funding.
Take away your
We
profession.
need more professional help and people to understand what autism and ADHD is. There is schools that don't understand it, so there's so many kids with under the spectrum that don't go to school because there's no enough teachers in the school to understand it or control it. Private health is too dear. Carers, as another parent has said, we can't physically hold them down when a kid is acting up. We can't touch the child. So
Why is it that after the
thing
pandemic,
is, so you know,
everyone's
like the
kid
thing
has now
is,
got
so right?
ADHD,
No,
autism, and all of that? Have
right.
schools
'Cause
not
I
coped
think
Because it's
before
been more
the
recognised.
pandemic? Why is it after the pandemic everyone suddenly
But-
got children that's misbehaving, that's doing this? Why is it all of a sudden everyone's I find that very
I don't
peculiar.
actually think
yeah,
that.
but the thing is, so like we as parents, we have got a role where we do need to like do work ourselves, because you can do courses on autism and like learn more about the condition, like to help deal with your child as well. So parents as well as like healthcare workers, they do need to both do the work, because like like a lot of parents that do have these expectations of like getting a diagnosis, and then that's it, you're going to get this pill to say everything's going to be all right now, but you've like it doesn't just stop there. Like you've got to go on courses and do all sorts yourself as a parent.
Yeah, but
like
what about parents that actually do
got
that?
to the point that I have I want to help. Next year I want to put something together to help kids with autism and ADHD, to give them a place where they can go to chill out, for the mums to have a break. I want to do that because there is not enough, especially in Scotland, and I know that England is probably the same as well, but there is nothing out there for kids under the spectrum, or full disability kids, or kids that's been through abuse. There's nothing out there for kids to do. So I have put it in my mind now that I want to do something for the kids.
Why don't you
for them
apply that to your own children if you're struggling?
I never said I was struggling. I said I
And
was.
this is the problem, Hungry
But
Bunny.
how
You're
do you
coming across
know,
very
though,
doing it for my
judgmental.
own.
How do you know though that these parents aren't already doing all the work?
Because you're coming up here, you're saying there's no help. You're coming up here saying,
There
oh, I'm
isn't any
struggling.
help.
You're coming up here and
Try
saying all of
having a
this. What else am I
special
Oh
going to
my
say?
child
God,
yourself
everybody's
and then
literally said
comment.
that there is no help. I've not once said that I have struggled. What I said when I joined the box was I was constantly on the phone to CAMS every day, every week, begging them to help me because I was struggling with my son at the time, and I still have to wait. Still to this day, I still need to wait for them to assess my son.
Okay, so you're struggling then. If you're still waiting, then you haven't got the help. You're struggling.
Can I just ask a question though, right? Like whoever's like a mother that's had the kid diagnosed, right? Like in the perfect world, what does help mean to you? Like what help would you like want or expect if you could just get straight away?
Well, my best friend has a non-verbal child. He's got global delay and autism, and he's non-verbal. She is part-time dental hygienist, and her partner also works. They have to work, obviously, to pay the house. And she contacted a disability social worker, and I think it's like 3 hours respite per month she's getting. Now, the child literally, and I mean this, he does not sit down at all. So she has to constantly sit and be with him all the time.
Yep.
So she literally, she's behind in her housework. She's behind, the relationship suffering. Obviously, they really, really love him, but it's just the amount of attention that the child requires. And then she's not really getting a mental break from that.
I tell you, I can't at the moment because it's on the limit.
Especially, it would then be even worse if the parents, he's an only child, but it would be even worse if they had other children.
Angie, I'll go down.
It's I do think you're very, very judgmental, Hungry, and whenever I was the best parent before I had children, I was the perfect parent then.
Everybody is before they have children.
Until I had children.
Hungry Guy, I am going to jump out the box shortly. What I want to say is I am shouting because I'm frustrated and I'm angry for the stuff that you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm a single parent. I've got 2 kids. My boy's got ADHD, it's undiagnosed. Now I think my daughter's got it. It's hard. I don't know how many times I sit in my bed crying at night because I sit there every single time putting myself down thinking it's my fault. If I done something wrong, I can't do this. Do I do it? Yeah. I get up and I do what I need to do.
We've got no choice. We have to
because
do it.
We've not got no choice. Yes, kids don't come with a rule book. No, every parent isn't an angel. We mix up. We do. We're not perfect. What I am saying is that yes, it's hard. What do we want? More schools for kids under the spectrum to go to so that they understand it? Yes. Do I wish I could have a break? Yes. But I wouldn't change it. My kids are my world. I would not change any flipping bit of them because they are my children. They are my world. They are not any different from me. Just because they've got a condition doesn't make them any different. Their blood still bleeds red. It's hard though. And when you become a parent, and if God forbid that your child has got a complex need or a disability, then you'll understand what every woman in this box is talking about.
Only then.
Do you know what I think as well? I think in mainstream schools, they should also do some little classes on autism and ADHD, so other kids,
my daughter's school's got
normal, can understand.
My daughter's school does do autism and ADHD, but they don't have a specific teacher that understands SEND children. So the SEND children are mixed in with, it sounds bad, a normal child. And because the classes are overcrowded, because they're big classes, there's kids in there that haven't to be rear defenders, but it's too much for that SEND child.
Yeah.
Scotland don't really have a lot of SEND schools. They're mixed. The schools are mixed here, and it's too much, and that's why a child ends up having to get pulled out of school and be homeschooled because the child can't cope. And then the school's phoning up saying you're going to need to come and collect your child. We can't get them under control. They're running about the school. So the parents get no option other than
me, you wouldn't think it's Christmas in 2 days, would you?
I know.
T, don't interrupt her. Let her finish. She was talking. Let her finish.
I know.
All right, sorry.
And she's very emotional, and she feels partly responsible that her
yeah, I understand that, but we're all a bit emotional, so can we all just take everyone else's emotions into consideration and move the fuck on with life?
No,
because everyone else's emotions isn't.
She doesn't deserve to be interrupted. That's what I'm saying. You should have let her finish. It was quite rude.
Yeah, and Angie did say this.
I know, but it was going on for ages. It's not like it just disturbed the peace in the first second. It was going on for ages.
Now,
Hungry Guy is making uneducated,
Hungry Guy, suck your mum.
Comments. People will.
What the hell are you?
Angie's just said a million times about our boxes, and you've just come in.
Yeah, let's just respect each other, guys, please. Let's respect each other. Sorry, were you? Sorry, do you want to carry on?
I don't. That's just pissed me off now. All I was saying, I've said what I've had to say.
It pisses you off. Have you heard Hungry Guy's comments before in the past?
What?
Well, the
You're saying
reason I've
I'll
left
let Andy
Hungry
speak.
Guy in is not to rage bait or anything, but to educate him, because he's been asking questions and he actually hasn't been quite ruthless as he usually is. He's actually asking a lot of questions that, you know, he doesn't understand. And I don't know what you've got from this now, Hungry Guy. Do you want to tell us what you got from this?
So what I got from this is there's a lot of parents out there that are struggling, but what I also got from this is that also there's a lot of how can I put this? I think there should be like a platform like this, or a place or a service or something, okay, for parents to just vent, for them to go have a cup of tea or like peer support with other parents, where they can just sort of like because I think a lot of the problem that I got from basically listening to everyone talking is the fact that no one has a place to like someone to talk about with this. And I think when you come to like professionals, obviously we have to obviously help you and stuff like that, but we're not therapists. We're not like what's it called? Yeah, unless you go to a physical therapist, obviously that's you're going to be waiting in a long time. I know that for sure. Okay, but I think it's just I think what's it called? Maybe
Right,
like support groups
you might
or
say
like
people relying on people can't be fucking therapists, but what about the comments that you've thrown out and expect
what?
people
Like what,
to
T?
deal with those comments on the fact
Like
that
what,
you
T?
just think
Tell
it's
me
a
a comment
fucking
that I've thrown
joke,
out.
but you don't realise how those comments affecting the
Some of us
people
have
that
been
you
waiting
say
a
it
long
to
time
him.
to speak.
Well, considering there's people in the chat and the comments that
Marcus
understood exactly
Thompson,
what I'm saying.
chill out.
Okay, I think that some
Marcus
people did,
Thompson,
yeah.
chill out.
But
You
you
think
haven't
you're a
told me
big
what
man
comments I've
going
said to
behind
you.
a fake account. Marcus Thompson, chill out.
Who is Marcus Thompson?
You.
Marcus Thompson, you think I'm Arab, okay? ده أنا أتكلم معك
Really?
عربي أقول لك شنو؟ أنت يا بنتي حيوانة أسكتي خشمك ده,
Yeah,
okay?
Guys,
You think
guys,
someone
I
like
know
me
what
should
that
be called
means,
Marcus Thompson?
Wait a minute,
fake
guys, because this is a serious discussion we're having,
Ridiculous.
right?
Acting like it's a
So,
joke.
yeah, it's not a joke. It's something serious that we're talking about. So I have kicked the tea. Okay, I've asked many times just to please respect my platform. Okay, this is a good, interesting discussion. Okay, so I'm sorry about that. Is it Warrior? Warrior.
Yeah,
Rose?
poor Warrior was like having a heart to heart, telling her like about like her life and that, and then she just burst in like talking shit.
I've actually
Yeah,
lost
sorry
my
about
train of
that.
thought. It's all right. I've lost
Big
my
up,
train of
Mariam.
thought now, but like,
Not letting her up.
there
I
is-
let her up honestly because I thought she wanted to get involved in this discussion.
It's all right.
Because she kept saying to let her up. I honestly thought that's why she wanted to get in.
like so many people out there put a label on kids that are saying, like my son, everybody put him down to, oh, he's just a bad boy, he's just a rebel, he's just a wee shit. Like, no, he wasn't. He was struggling really bad because he didn't understand. He still doesn't understand. But then that then came back to me and then made me feel like shit because I didn't know what to do. I'm a 34-year-old woman who didn't understand ADHD at the time, didn't know he had it. So then that made me feel even worse when I had to go to the doctor about it, when I had my first consultation with CAMS, and now I'm on the waiting list. I've had to read up on things myself because I'm still on the waiting list. I don't know how long I'm going to be on the waiting list, years probably before I even get took. I'm having to train myself up in it just now until he's fully diagnosed, but he's struggling. I'm blaming myself for it.
Absolutely, honestly, absolutely not. Please don't. It is nothing you can do to prevent it or make it happen. So please don't do that. Honestly,
Yeah, I know,
darling.
it's just one of the things, like I think I'm
Do
always
you have
do
any
it,
other
like,
children, Warrior?
yeah, I've got a wee girl as well.
There is nothing you can do to make that happen or prevent it to happen, honestly. So
Yeah,
please
it's
do
just-
not blame yourself or feel any guilt.
Yeah, I try, but I sit there, I think I'm going to always think it, like, I didn't smoke, I didn't drink, I didn't take drugs, like, what have I done wrong? Have I been a bad parent? Like,
no.
I think you question yourself every day, don't you? If
Yeah,
you could have done
you
something
do.
different.
You do as a mum
And
anyway.
it's the lack of sleep. Like, he doesn't sleep, so because he doesn't
neither
sleep,
does my
I don't
daughter.
sleep. I'm running on coffees I'm literally running on coffees to keep me going throughout the day, every day, 24/7. He doesn't go to school either. I do it all on my own. Yeah, I've got family and friends. I appreciate them so much, but I do it on my own. And I'm not a warrior mum for nothing.
I'm a single parent as well, and I don't have any family here in the UK except my mum.
I wouldn't change him. I love him to bits. He's my world. I would do anything for him. But I'm not going to lie. It is hard. And we need more. We need more people funding to help. Yeah, we need more funding, respite, understanding. Like, this is how I'm more determined to set up a place for SEND kids, disability kids, even parents, like, just to come and to grab a coffee, like Hungry Guy said, for the parents with SEND kids to have a safe place for our SEND kids to SEND friendly.
You know what you should do, Worry, like Hungry Guy also said, maybe set up I don't know if it's going to be dangerous, a WhatsApp group, you know, what they're like.
Yes,
but
yes,
set up some kind of group, you know, we can all kind of have a chat and, you know, give each other advice and, you know, anything that's going to help one another.
Make sure
you follow each other, you know.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to say. This is the beautiful thing about this live. Okay, look how many people came in for all follow each other. Talk amongst each other, seriously. Okay, you're going to seek more help from each other than professionals.
Someone said there's groups on here, but some of them are quite large, and you don't want a group that's large where you feel uncomfortable about talking or asking a question. You might just want a smaller group, you know?
Yeah, like I don't usually come in boxes. I don't come in boxes at all. I jumped in here because Hungry Guy, you were frustrating me. Like, you were really frustrating me with the comments that you were saying. I don't
look what happened in the end. Now you've got fellow
extremely ignorant and extremely uneducated.
Yeah, like you are.
He is not a professional. I would say he's probably reception or admin in CAMS. Or in the hospital.
I don't work in CAMS, by the way. I don't work in CAMS.
He is not a medical professional.
I am a medical professional.
What do you do, Hungry Guy?
I'm a healthcare professional.
Yeah, doing
my mother was a healthcare
I'm not going to tell you what. People have been trying to dox me, have been trying to report me to places, and all of that. You want me to tell you where I work, what I do? Are you mad?
I'm not scared.
Hello. Hi, Mama.
Oh, go on.
Maybe if you were a nice person, that wouldn't happen.
Kay has been in the box for ages and
they do it anyways.
Rubbish, absolute rubbish.
Kay's been in the box and she hasn't got to speak yet.
You mean Katie?
Yeah, me.
Oh, sorry, Katie. I do apologise. We're going to give you the big box.
No,
I'm so
you're
sorry.
all right. No, I came in originally when Hungry Guy was going up and saying things that he was saying. I'm a single mum to a neurotypical child. I'm also a TA trained SEND teacher as well. And I just want to say he's very, very uneducated when it comes to SEND children and just being a parent in general, because, you know, it's difficult being a mum anyway. Then throw in the added extra of, you know, a child that's not neurotypical, you know, and saying, oh, well, you chose to have a child, deal with it. I'm not being funny, but that's not the case at all. We have these children, we all think we're going to have a happy, healthy child, you know, everything's going to be fine, you know, they're going to be neurotypical, there's going to be no extra, you know, added stress and things like that. Children do not come with a handbook. They don't. We've got to wing it, we've got to try our best, we've got to do what we can do. And it's just absolutely mental that this man who has no children is sat in this box spouting the crap that he's spouting.
Yeah. About being a medical parent.
But you know what, though? Even though I didn't agree,
so dangerous.
Yeah, but you know what? Even though I didn't agree with his comment, I mean, because he is asking a lot of questions, I didn't agree with his comment. He did start the discussion, which I do appreciate, because I think this is quite a good discussion for yourself. You know, like you said, you know, if you can set up a little group, and you know, and it's interesting as well. Do you know what I mean? What other people are going through.
Yeah, but Angie, there's a difference between asking questions and just being downright rude.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's what he was.
Well, can I just say, I'm not going to try to give myself props here, but if I didn't ask this question, would all of you have stepped into the box? A lot of you have said the only reason why I came into the box is because of what Hungry Guy said. That's what a lot of you have said.
I've never been in the box before, but
Exactly, exactly.
But you know what? It's so, you know,
Yeah, but
it's kind of,
it's
in
not
some ways, I'm
fitting
glad you have come in the box, Sue.
Why are you glad, Angie? He's uneducated. He
No, I'm
hasn't
glad you
talked to
guys
one
have come in the
person.
box.
Forget about me. Forget about me. It's about you guys. You guys are the.
No, but you just brought it. You made it about you. You're basically saying that if you weren't in the box, no one else would be here.
Exactly.
And
It's okay. Do you know what? I think.
I'm just glad
yeah,
he started
and
the conversation.
thank you for letting me up, Ange.
Actually, you didn't start the
and I hope
conversation.
you
I
all.
started it.
I hope you all get the help that you need and
But the
all of
thing
that.
is, I
But
don't
just
think
seek solace in
learn
each other.
anything from
I
us.
hope you
Seek
get
solace in
educated.
each other. That's all I'm going to say.
Indeed.
But your
Get
original-
educated.
Sorry, your original conversation was about a woman who unfortunately unalived her disabled child. And, you know, as Pearl was saying back then, hours ago, that, you know, everybody has a breaking point. And she mentioned about her son who was crying for 3 months straight. Like, you don't know how difficult it is when you've got a newborn baby, you're doing everything you can for that child, and nothing's working, and you get to the point of you're like, oh my god, just shut up.
Okay, Katie, do you think you will ever get to the point where you have
mind-numbing.
where you end up unaliving your child? Do you think you will ever get to that point?
No.
Who knows?
No one will. Okay,
Who knows?
it's not right.
Who
Okay,
knows?
that's what I'm trying to
will.
say.
No
Okay, you
one
can't make
will.
excuses for this woman.
Hungry guy, you can't have
no one's making excuses
for
for
her.
her.
Can I just say
Nobody's making
something? Can I
excuses
just
for
quickly
her.
say
understanding. It's
Can I
understanding.
just quickly say something? I agree with Hungry Guy on this one because I do think you've got options, but I do understand. Well, I don't understand. I don't have children, but however, how someone can get to that point where they snap, right? So, and someone do have a
Absolutely.
bit of sympathy for her, but she does still have
I never said
options
you
like
shout
phone
at
the
a baby,
police.
Leela.
But however, it's so important that we don't condone this,
Yeah,
and it's
advocate,
wrong
yeah,
on every
exactly.
level, and she is in the right place, which is jail.
Yeah.
And that's because we've got to also think this happens with babies. And what about when they snap? Are we now saying, well, everyone snaps? They get to that degree of. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm not advocating
even
that
your health
situation
visitors.
whatsoever. But my friend, she's got a young child who can't talk and stuff, and is mute.
Yep.
And the struggle, like literally, I was thinking, I've learnt a lot through her, and I was like, I was thinking, you need to do a bit more of this, bit more of that. I mean, obviously, it's like hitting your head against a brick wall, and like
I think. So I don't want to interrupt you. I think difference between snapping and unaliving, you know.
Like so she like literally, it's like almost like kind of just having a relaxed approach, but then other people will say you're not, you know, it's like it's a really hard. But I would say, hungry guy. I work in the healthcare profession.
Nobody's
and a lot of
sympathising,
these protocols and skills you have to have is non-judgmental, empathy, compassion, understanding. It's like it actually is down as a job description.
Not every school is like that, unfortunately.
Exactly, Lynn. Like Lynn said, what happens if a man snapped and harmed his child?
Exactly.
I don't think anyone here is.
If I was a woman saying this, you wouldn't be having the same energy.
But however, so we need to make it quite clear when we say snap, maybe just get a bit angry, maybe we snap, we shout, those kind of things, but not to the extreme of unaliving anybody.
Exactly.
No, I don't
making
think
an
anyone
excuse
here
for
is
this woman.
sympathising with.
I thought you were leaving HG. Why are you still here?
Yeah.
Because I decided to be here. Now I'm trolling. Now I'm trolling. Now I'm
Yeah, we can tell you've been trolling the whole time.
Bye, guys.
I honestly do think he's rapey.
Yeah,
Honestly, he really, really is.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that I don't think anyone here is trying to sympathise with this lady and think that it's okay that she has unalived her child. That's not the point. But the point is that there needs to be a lot more put into place for parents with special needs children before they get to any point of breaking point, whether that be harming themselves or somebody else, or even just feeling depressed. It shouldn't get to that point. And I think that's what all these other ladies are trying to make a point of, as well as trying to calm Hungry Guy down with his ridiculous comments.
He's so dangerous in what he says. He really,
I've shouted, like, I've not my child, but I have shouted, I have screamed. It's not got me anywhere though, but I've shouted and I've screamed.
It's natural, it's normal. I mean, it's relentless.
Like, it's just like, we just want to be heard. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can shout, you can scream, you can cry, and still you feel like nobody's listening. Like you're just a number to the NHS. You're just a number to CAMHS.
The amount of appointments that I've left just crying my eyes out, wanting to unalive myself just purely because I'm not getting any help and support. And I've been doing it 6 years with my daughter. My daughter has autism, global developmental delay, but she also has a lot of physical conditions as well, which I'm fighting both sides to try and get the help and support with. And I'm just not. And it is a postcode lottery. I think I've met a lot of people with a specific condition that my daughter has where they've got great help in whatever area that they're in. But most areas do not have the right help and support, especially for whatever reason, especially when it comes to schooling, especially with that.
But me working in the education side, is just as hard because, you know, I work one-to-one with a SEND child.
I'm not judging teachers, by the way. I'm not judging them.
No, honestly, I'm just, you know, I'm saying it from my point. I work one-to-one with a young lad, you know, he's got development delay, ADHD, autism. And, you know, just to get what he needs is a fight for us as well. And the EHCP, you know, getting that changed and things like that, it's months and months and months. And even then your local authority can go, no, we're not changing it because we don't see fit.
Yeah, I had to take my daughter out of school because they just couldn't meet her needs. And in the end, it was causing her more harm than good. But now I'm in this situation where I don't know how to educate a special needs child, a globally developmentally delayed child. But the council isn't giving me the funding to get her either into a special needs school or a EHCP to get into, you know, a typical school, shall I put it like that? You know, I'm now in this rock and a hard place.
Abandonment. And,
So,
it's like, but
So I'm genuinely sorry to interrupt. Have you heard of EOTAS, educated other than at school?
No, I've never heard of that.
So there's a thing called, like I said, EOTAS, EOTAS, and it's basically because the government or the education authority is legally responsible for educating the child up until a certain age, they can and do have the funds to work around the child. Someone said there it's alternative provision. Now I'm not up on it, but if there's good groups on Facebook and stuff, you know, for that, if you look it up, and you'll maybe get help from that.
You will find that every school is funded differently as well. So if they might not offer it, so it's like you might have to move schools. You've just got to do your research. But
and I've seen somebody mention in the comments flexi schooling. Not every school does that. I fought for flexi schooling as well, and they just completely outright refused flexi schooling as well.
And it's getting a school to accept your child as well based on needs. You know, we have to refuse children, unfortunately, just based on need.
Is it not up to the education authority, or is it up to the school? I didn't know that.
So I think it's up to the local authority.
The schools are now defined as businesses, and they all like operate on different like kind of financial kind of like they have different money pots and stuff, and where they put it is different to every school.
Yeah, that's it. Because the education, or like the local authority, can put your child's file to say us as a school, and then our head teacher and our SEND leader, SEND like coordinator, they can look at that and go, right, well, can we meet the needs of that child? And if we can't, unfortunately, we have to say no, we can't meet need, unfortunately. We could be the same as every other school in the area. We have children travelling 30-40 minutes to us because we can meet their need, whereas any other school in their area can't.
Yeah, you find that a lot.
Yeah, it's sad, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm going to shut this down now because I'm exhausted. If everybody follow each other, and thank you. It was an interesting topic, and thank you everyone for joining my boxes. I hope I haven't interrupted anyone, but I'm like...
No, thank you for letting me in the box. I've never been in the box before.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, and night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, guys. It's just... because not everyone knows how to get out. Right, guys, I'm going to bed. I am tired. Anyway, a great topic, guys, and I will be on tomorrow at 12 o'clock sometime. So, night, everybody. Mwah. See you in the morning.